Test. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Hey! Game Master Eric, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. How you doing, my friend? Okay, who do we got here? Wolfie, how you doing? Raven Kinshin, hello. Sarael, welcome back. Remy, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Starseeker, how you doing, my friend? Conser, as always, welcome. Red Hawk, hello. Covet, hello, hello. Everybody, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Game Master Eric, Smash Bear, Cave of Creation, Thalaris, Seisu, I'm glad you're here as well. It's always good to have mods when we have a big stream. Highland Lass, yay, you made it. I'm glad you're starting to feel better too. Let's see, who else do we got here? The Lost Wanderer, VTT Tom, you made it this time, my friend. I'm so happy. Stacy, Ricco, Spam Viking. Oh my gosh, so many faces. Okay, so welcome back one and all. Sorry if I didn't shout out everyone because there's just so many. There's newcomers and there's oldcomers. We've got a lot of, familiar faces and some new ones. I'm very excited. Okay, so for those of you that aren't aware, so my name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Just so you are aware, this is a reveal stream for our upcoming update, Everything is Lava. I'm in a dev build, which is a little wonky, so things kind of crash and have problems running at times. Pair that with the stream and, all the fun stuff you can imagine happens. Anyway, so welcome one and all to the channel. These streams are, this is a reveal to showcase all the new content, but if you have any questions during the stream, I do ask because these streams are a little bit, oh my gosh, we already hit 50 viewers. That's what I'm saying. These streams are busy, so because of how busy they are, I ask that you please, 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 if you have questions about Dungeon Alchemist or about the pending update, that you type question, and then the question after, so it's easy for me to see and catch. You just close down a couple extra things here. Probably causing my computer. Okay, we're gonna get a giveaway going. Globe, I don't have an answer for that. I'm sure we will. It means it's a natural progression of freestanding walls. I would say freestanding circular walls, freestanding doors and windows. What they need is doors and windows that'll snap to freestanding walls. So then you don't really need freestanding doors and walls so much as you just need ones that'll stand to freestanding walls, or snap to freestanding walls, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna start this giveaway, and to be considered for the giveaway, you have to be following the stream. So just as a heads up, if you want to enter this giveaway and you want a chance to win a free copy of Dungeon Alchemist, which it's a digital code, a Steam key, so you can redeem it right away or give it as a gift to a friend or whatever. No waiting for it to be shipped to you, etc. And you can start playing with it immediately. So if you don't own a copy, that's a great thing for you. Hold on one second here. Okay. I'm setting up this giveaway. We have 10 minutes to enter. There'll be a reminder every 2 minutes. Everyone gets a single entry. Go. Exclamation giveaway to enter. Okay. Okay, so this map here, let me just give you a preface by saying this is a remaster of a map I made before I was even the community manager. Many in our community have seen this map. It's a pretty popular map, and I also like to showcase, well, not this particular map, because none of you have seen this one yet, but the older version many of you have seen. I'm going to open that one just really quickly, so you guys can see like a before and after, if that's okay. So this is my old Dwarven Prospector's Mine, which I made using the limited tools at the time to make, caves and the things available to me. And it was a nightmare because there was no mine rails, there was no real cave carving tools. The terrain carver at the time was incredibly slow. There was no option to disable collisions, and I made this map ages ago, and I'm still very proud of it. Hey, Wolfgold. Now, looking at this map, it was a challenge. It's a 40 by 40 brilliant Dwarven prospector's mine with a lot to explore and a big bad option at the end there. And I really enjoyed making this map, but at the time, Dungeon Alchemist was really limited in what you could do cave-wise. So I said to myself, after we got all these new tools in the dev build, I'm gonna try and rebuild this cave. So that's what I did, is I rebuilt and remastered this cave from scratch using the new assets and tools. And, uh-oh, did I click that? Oh yeah, it's loading. It's a big map. The new map is bigger and better in every way. And by that I mean it is 60 by 60 instead of 40 by 40. There is rail system throughout almost the entire map. Yes, it will, Rip. I'll show you in a bit how to auto-generate. Starseeker, remember to to put your format with question first, okay? But in this case, I'll just say I don't know what the next stretch goal is going to be, unfortunately. They usually pick it as they go. I think Carl knows. He mentioned that on the stream last week that he knows, but he didn't tell me. Okay, so as you enter the mine, you see the kind of quartermaster area where they have, you know, an area to make food and store goods and ferry goods in through with mine carts. Turn on line of sight shadows. What do you mean? That is always a thing in Dungeon Alchemist. Do you mean in caves? Yes. The carts do not move, no. So the question is, do the carts move? They do not. Well, they move like this. You can do this with them, but they don't follow the tracks. So, kind of following this, some things that are new that are really cool. You have pipes. The pipes actually snap together and are really neat. The rails, as you can see, they snap together and are really neat, and I'll show you how they work in a bit. Getting further into the mine, I actually kind of set this up as like an active drill site. These drill machines, they actually are animated, and you can change the lighting on them and put stuff inside of them. They're really... Oh, there's a rock in there. Anyway, you can do all sorts of stuff with them. And they're actually very cool. Okay. You really hope the water thingy... Oh, I gotcha. You mean for one of the water worlds or maybe high seas? So this area here is set up to me as kind of like an active mining site where they have these sluice boxes or kind of like sieves set up with water, and there's a pumping system from the, you know, the inside water, and it pumps in, they filter it or clean it out and whatever, and then it goes into these sieves to clean the dirt and get all the gunk out and find the bigger pieces, the gold and the gems and whatnot. I even put a little pump, you know, like motor over here for it, so it kind of seems like it's active and alive. Now, back over here, again in my old build, this was kind of the blacksmith space, and I've expanded upon it by making the rails look very nice and clean. I also put this kind of fun little rope going into nowhere. This is a pit that I made using effects, so you can use effects to essentially make an area look very dark. And so I dug a hole, I ran a rope down using, we have these things called connected poles, and they put rope between them, as you can see like this, but there's a new feature in our next update that'll allow you to kind of manipulate objects more than ever before. Let me show you what I mean. So you see this pole here? Let's duplicate it, put another one down here. You can, when you disable collisions under the object panel, you now have a new arrow on objects, and it allows you to raise objects up and down at will. It's Z-axis manipulation. So essentially what I've done here is I hid one of those poles inside of a stalagmite, and I hid the other one down in the ground so you can't see it, the rope automatically tethers between them, and then I put this little rope here on top of the stalagmite. It's just floating there. So it's really clever just kind of stacking. If that makes sense. 4 minutes till the giveaway, so make sure you enter now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any raids or anything when all this was going on, did I? We got, okay, Game Master was our raider earlier. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. I don't know, Swedish Cook. I haven't even checked. Probably not. Oh, they did. No, wait, that's not resizing. Yeah, look, I'm making it way small, and it's still working. Okay, so yeah, they fixed it. That's cool, too. So you can hide it by making it small, or hide it by simply putting it in the ground. So going further into my mine, I expanded this. Here, let's put this black smoke back before. So what I did is I made it the tiniest brush and the highest concentration, and I just kind of went around in this lower space. And I found with this this effect, you really have to do it before you put any objects above it. Say if there was a catwalk above this and I did it, it would be on the catwalk. So you want to put the darkness at the base and then above it build above it. Then, you know, so you lay your effect down first. That's a good question, Moon Druid, and I don't really know which VTT you're using, so I can't speak to that, per se. Like, I know dynamic lighting works with Roll20, so... I'm good, Will. How are you? What you been up to? Hey, Nikki! Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Holy cow, we are, like, on the cusp of 100 viewers, which means we'll be doing a second giveaway. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious! Hey, Dirty Rollers, how's everyone doing? Okay, if I've been missing any questions, I apologize. Remember, we got a lot of people here, and there's a lot going on. So continuing on in this mine, essentially, if you go over here, you see Spider's lair that I built, kind of with kind of some natural cave formations or maybe burrowing. And then I added a kind of sunken lava pit area where the area is kind of collapsed into lava. And then there is a little cool little, you know, burial chamber in this offset room. These statues are really cool, the way they like run lava off of them. And the thing is Z-offset manipulation allowed me to do a lot here because, like, these are just, like, big stones that I just kind of lowered into place. Some of it is terrain, some of it is stones. I like diversity in my builds, so I use a little bit of everything. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Okay. So, moving on. The thing is my old cave build, which I showed earlier, it would be kind of challenging to make that in Dungeon Alchemist before. In fact, I had to make a whole tutorial. It was like 10 minutes to teach people how to make caves. But making caves is so easy, and rails and this stuff, catwalks like this, incredibly easy because you just kind of move them up and down into place. And that's what's neat about them. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say you wanted to put some catwalks somewhere. Let's see, it is, I believe it's called scaffolding. So you just search scaffolding, right? You find the scaffold you want to use. Let's say you wanted this scaffold kind of up here in the wall. First off, let's make it the size we want. Now, normally you struggle with this issue, right? Where it kind of won't sit on the edge and you have to be very delicate with your mouse, right? No longer. The second you manipulate the Z-axis, just even a millimeter, right? All I did was raise it off. You can now move it inside and then kind of raise it up and... Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, my Dungeon Alchemist just crashed. I'm sorry about this, guys. Here's the thing. This build is kind of big, and I think it's just really burdening my PC. So let me try something. I might not even show this build anymore this stream. Yes, the cave walls export. Yes, yes, yes. So let me show you some cave generation. We'll just kind of skip around for a minute, okay? Okay, so I'm going to generate a little 40 by 40 map. So there's several different types of cave generation. So you have elevation type solid rock. This is if you want to carve your own cave, right? So let's say, hey, I want to carve a glowing mushroom cave, right? So you tell it to generate. Hey, Shiloh, make sure you claim that key, exclamation claim, or you do not get it. You got 30 seconds. There we go. Congratulations. 1 second. Oh, we just hit 100 viewers. We'll be doing another giveaway, okay? Cool. Give me 1 second here, and I will, Shiloh. Where is Shiloh? I don't see where they said claim anywhere. Shiloh, can you say hi in chat really quick, one time for me? I apologize. Okay, I lost your name in chat, and I'm trying to find it so I can whisper you. And I'm going to send you the key right now. One moment here. We're going to get that key sent off before we start the madness of another giveaway. Hey, Nikki, while we have a break here for a second, and I apologize I didn't chat with you more when you came in and raided. Thank you so much for the raid, first off. And I hope you had a wonderful stream. How was your lore session? Let's see. Okay, so Shiloh, I just sent you the key in a whisper here on Twitch, okay? Can you please? I haven't started the next giveaway. Haven't started it. Please. Please stop typing exclamation giveaway. Can you please confirm in chat that you got the key in your whispers? So that way chat knows you got it. Hey, DM Chromie, how you doing? Oh, nice. That's cool. Okay. Did Nikki take off already? Okay, you got it? Awesome. Can confirm the key was sent. Let's start off the next giveaway. Ready, set, go. Okay, so we're going to show you, so what I did here with this random cave generator, I'm going to actually just do solid rock with no water. You can generate it with a river system, so it saves you time carving it. So this here, this is a huge time saver, because remember, if you wanted to build a cave before, for those who've, you know, done it in the past, you basically, sorry, you had to, I lost my train of thought here. You had to raise the terrain up yourself using the terrain tool. And in the beginning, it took forever to do that because the terrain tool was very slow. They increased the strength, which made it easier, and the brush size, which made it easier. But now it's raised to the ceiling 100%, which saves you a ton of time. So let's say you want to start carving a cave, okay? You just go to the Carve Cave tool, click on it, select your cave size, and then you just kind of look over where you want to draw and start drawing. It is incredibly intuitive and quick. And pretty much anywhere you carve, this will export with line of sight. Anywhere that's that solid black kind of greenish rock top where it's all shadowed out, that means it'll create a wall line in your VTT of choice, as long as it's the big 3 or a UVTT. Now, because I selected, you know, that glowing mushroom cave, it's using that as a basis. Notice how quick it is to carve this, though. It doesn't take me any time at all. It really is. Even while we're live, it's pretty smooth, which is crazy. Okay, now this is if you want to draw your own caves, right? Now, kind of walking through this cave tool, there's a few things to be aware of. You obviously got the brush size, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Shadows in caves, what that means is if it's on, that means that you will no longer get world shadows from like walls and objects from the world lighting, which a lot of people want that gone inside of buildings. And this is a foundational step towards that. Getting it gone in caves is amazing. So that means you won't have those weird, awkward shadows ruining immersions in caves. So that's one big deal. Secondly, if you want to erase the cave ceiling or draw it without shadows, you could draw it without shadows just to begin with. So it would so basically it would have the shadows, and then if you go to, say, erase cave ceiling, let's say you wanted a break in the ceiling where there's like a hole, a light breaks in, right? You carve it out. Now it's kind of hard to tell at this point, but if you go into the light tool, you can kind of see the shade really starting to... Oh, I don't think it worked. Hold on one second. I'm wondering if this is bugged out. Erase cave ceiling. Might not be working at the moment. Oh, I think I ruined it. That's why, because I had shadows and caves off. Okay, one second. Let's see if we fix this. I do have this fixed in my other build, so I don't know why this is so problematic at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. It might be busted in this current build. Yep, nope, I apologize. It should work like that, but it isn't. The cave shadows will work as I'm saying, though, so I'm thinking it might just be a temporary. That also could be the case. Here, let's draw a new map, okay? I'm just going to start new, and that could have been the problem. Okay, so we're just going to try erasing it right here. Yeah, I think this isn't working at the time right now. I got to say something to Carl, but Carl's away for the weekend, so he won't be able to see this. I know redraw usually gets rid of it. Carve cave is working. Raise cave area basically raises it back up if you want to fill it in, so that's pretty straightforward. The shadow thing is not working at the moment, and it should just allow light to peek in there automatically. It's very obvious, so something's wrong. I got to let Carl know. The ceiling is there by default if you have this on. Shadows and caves on is not very straightforward. It should probably be off and then on, right? Because that's kind of backwards, I think, the way it's phrased. But basically, it's off by default, meaning there will be no shadows, because really, there's no light sources in caves unless you have like you will have shadows if you have like torches and stuff, but it's not from world lighting. World lighting no longer casts shadows from like these big walls here. Does that make sense? It is backwards. The way it's phrased, I'll say that to Carl, and I'll just tell him it's confusing. But it is not working at the moment as far as I can tell. So anyway, let's go generate some new caves. So basically, solid rock we've done. Let's do cave system, and we'll do a crystal cave, okay? And let's do one with a lake. About 4.5 minutes left on the giveaway. So notice in the lake, it generated a lake right in the middle, which kind of gives off that like Smeagol's Grotto vibe.
Jump in the pool, it's nice and cool, so juicy sweet.
I mean, you could use the cave drawing tool to really get tiny caves if you want. I mean, look at little ones like that, you know?
Taters? What means taters, precious?
My wife hates it when I do that. Like, hates it. I used to have this passion for voiceover and like imitations. I really aspired to be a voiceover actor, but I don't know. It never really worked out for me. So I honestly, like, some people have that voice that just is a natural voice actor, and I'm more of like, you know, I can make voices. Well, maybe we should talk, Will. That's awesome, Shiloh. That's amazing. So this cave system really quickly generated, no problem. And as you could see, we could carve little, very delicate, detailed maps. Essentially, when you look at this right here, this area where it's really dark is where walls will generate. So be careful, like if you use the terrain tool, for instance, the traditional terrain tools. So let's say you go in here and you want to flatten this out a little bit and fine tune it. Maybe you wanted to carve around it and make it look not as jagged because it looks a little jagged. As you start doing that, it'll smooth out. But then if these walls get too thin or if it gets too kind of slanted or smooth, I found when you export, like that wouldn't be a full wall. This would be kind of a wall here and then a wall there. So to your players, it would look like they could see through there when in reality, they can't. So you got to be very careful about how close things get together from what I found. Reading audiobooks, doing voiceover for ads, cartoons, anime, movies. I would be all down for all of it. And I can do like lots of impressions and voices of my own. I have a huge range of voices that I can do. But the thing is like, so can everyone nowadays. So... Alrighty, let's generate. Well, no, I'm just saying a lot of, like, voice actors are pretty talented nowadays, so you kind of, like, really have to stand out. Like, my ultimate goal was to be a voice actor in anime, and I don't want to get sidetracked anymore, so I apologize. Okay, so really quickly, I want to take a break from showcasing, because there's one thing that we normally do on these streams that we didn't do in the beginning, and it's because it ended up landing on this particular day, and it's the dam challenge, okay? So we have a lot of people here, so let's talk about the dam challenge. So when you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it basically saves as a .dam file, which stands as Dungeon Alchemist map. Basically, when you save a map, it's a .dam file. We lean into that. This is a dam stream. We have the dam challenge, which is a map-making challenge we host every 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, the theme has been Haunted Forest. So using that theme, we had a bunch of submissions. There was 12 submissions, okay? 12. That was actually a lot of submissions, and it kind of stressed me out having to pick. And I'm not gonna lie, it was nerve-wracking, to say the least. Anyway, let me open this map really quick. Where is it? How? Oh, I found it. Sorry about that. I had it saved in the wrong folder. I'm really good at this job. Okay. Make sure you claim that, okay? Congratulations, but you gotta claim it, Naboito. It is claimed? Okay, good. Got it. Oh, thank you so much, Seisu. 1 second here. Take care of the key thing first, okay? I'm just getting this key sent over, okay? And I apologize for this taking a moment, but... Okay. Man, if these streams get any bigger, I'm gonna need, like, a producer soon. Getting crazy. Okay, I just sent you your key. Can you claim can you just check your whispers here on Twitch? and then make sure you confirm in chat that you got it. That's awesome, Will. That's really cool. Okay. Okay, what was I just talking about? It was this map. Okay, so this map here, oh man, it is effect heavy, and it is, the computer is not happy, so I'm gonna just, oh, we're already in low. Okay. We dunced what we can. Disable nature animations. So, Stacy Ricco made this one, and she is an incredibly talented cartographer in our community. Hey, Stacy, you're here. This is your map. I love the use of the effects, lighting, trees. You really nailed the whole aesthetic. So, I love these damn challenges because it's a cool way for our community to think, oh yeah, let's make a map in this theme. So the theme was Haunted Forest. We try to pick a 1 to 2 word theme. The map can be any shape or size. I've seen maps as small as like 10 by 10 that have won, all the way up to like huge maps. And the thing is it's really all about capturing the feel and the mood of that theme. And a lot of them did that this last couple weeks. They were all really good. Stacy, though, this one really caught my eye, and I really appreciate your work on this. Thank you so much, Stacy. Just pat yourself on the back, and can everyone give a congratulations to Stacy? Now, not only does Stacy win the damn challenge and get bragging rights over all of you, but she also wins a $10 Hero Forge gift card. And for those of you that aren't aware, we have tokens in Dungeon Alchemist with Hero Forge integration. So if you want to if you have tokens that you made but you haven't purchased, and you want them in Dungeon Alchemist, if you win a gift card, that's a great way to get them for free. You can't bring your tokens over unless you paid for them, and that's Hero Forge's business model, not ours, so. It is creepy, right? Now, before this map kills my computer, I ran it off stream and it was fine. I think we're gonna step away. But before we do, I'm gonna share this in stream, the link, so we can get that to everyone. And I apologize, we're not showcasing it a little bit longer. Let's look inside the house too, okay? It's just, I could see my stream about to crash. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Yep, the stream is choking because there's a lot of effects and the dam is just too damn awesome. Okay, let's take off the roof and we'll look inside really quickly. Ooh, creepy. Little pentagram magic circle here and the Necronomicon. Hey, Lefthers, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Okay. Let's go to new map. We'll go back to cave generations. Okay, we're gonna look at a labyrinth here. We'll do a glowing cave. Or no, a glowing mushroom cave. Honestly, like, my graphics card is starting to really fall behind. It's like 6 years old. And as a result of which, I can see my computer starting to struggle. I got a new CPU and a new motherboard and a new CPU cooler about 3 months ago. I'm saving and scrimping to try and get a new GPU. Maybe I can convince the bosses to go halvesies with me or help me expense it. I don't know. But the thing is because I, play games on my computer and do other things, it's not 100% a work machine, so I could see that not being very fair, No. Well, okay, I ordered an Intel 770, an Arc 770, because I wanted to try theirs out, and it was stolen off my porch, and then Newegg argued with me about it for about 2.5 months before refunding me, and I had such a bad taste in my mouth about it, I didn't want to order a new one. Well, when you're running a stream at 1920 by 1080 at 6,000 bit rate, 60 FPS, with a program at high quality with tons of effects simultaneously with a chat bot, Discord, a browser with the stream, and a ton of panels, music, it starts burdening your computer. It's like running several games at once, you know what I mean? So the plan is I'm gonna take my old motherboard, CPU cooler, I have like an i7 and an Asus motherboard, and I'm gonna build a stream PC that's just a stream rig, and that's its whole job, is just streaming. And then my new rig will be just like gaming and Dungeon Alchemist content and editing and stuff. Yes, porch pirates are the worst. It was awful. Anyway, okay, so what kind of caves do we want to see generated? Let's generate a cave together. So we've done a couple lakes. Let's do one without water, actually, and kind of look at what a labyrinth looks like. So what I would like to do is just get a new GPU that'll be like the new, run everything like a champ in the new computer. And then the old computer will have my GTX 1080, my i7, and my motherboard, you know, and I basically will just need like a new SSD and some RAM and a new power supply and a case. I think I might even have a case lying around. I'll have to look in my garage. But if I do, then that machine's pretty much all ready to go. And so I would essentially just use my capture card to run my one PC into my other, and then one PC, its whole job is just to run Dungeon Alchemist, while the other one's whole job is to run the stream. So, Will, the problem is I don't really go into physical locations, like any stores or any places if I can avoid it, because my wife is incredibly immunocompromised, so the pandemic is really not over for us. Like, it's incredibly risky for her, and she can't get all of the latest, like, up-to-date immunizations for it, so it's kind of a struggle bus for us. We have to wait for her doctor to approve them. Anyway, I don't want to get into my personal business, but the thing is we basically take a lot of extra precautions to make sure that she stays safe. Like I feel like I'm one of the few people who still take COVID very seriously. So one thing about this that's neat too is if you really wanted to hide areas, like you could just draw off a wall. So let's say you just go into the cave tool and then raise cave area. Let's say you wanted to seal this little area off, right? And then you could make this like a secret area that maybe you could have like an interaction if they did like an investigation or a perception check that they could hear wind coming through the cracks in the wall. Or you could put a secret door on your VTT. You could also make it more obvious too by making it a very tiny crevice. Kind of like, man, that's about as small as you can get, it looks like. Let's see if we can kind of like move it together until it's very tight. So it's just like that little tiny space that someone would have to squeeze through. Hey, eat something, Nikki. Take it easy. Thank you again for all the love and the support. I appreciate you. Okay, so like I wear a big respirator double filter with the biohazard grade filters on them. Covers my nose and mouth, and then I wear like UV tinted goggles so I can wear them like sunglasses and they protect my eyes. I wear that when I go out. And then I wear surgical gloves, so anytime I go out, like if I go to touch an ATM or anything, I use gloves while I'm handling it, and then I take them off, throw them away. Always sanitizing and washing my hands. I'm a little bit, I just go the extra mile. I also like, I don't want anyone in my house to get sick from it or lose taste or, you know, end up in the hospital. It's crappy. Anyway, enough about that. So back to the reveal. So this here is Labyrinth, and as you can see, it makes this really cool maze, which of like a natural cave system where there's kind of like 1 or 2 entrances and exits. Notice here, there's really only one entrance and that's it. You could also just put an exit on the other side somewhere and they have to work their way through, you know? And that could be level 2 or something like that. Like when you play Diablo and games like that in the olden days, you would run through something like this. Moving isn't in the cards for me right now. If it is in the near future, I may consider it. Honestly, I'm kind of considering moving abroad. Like, I've been eyeballing Nova Scotia for some time. I think it's really beautiful there, like 5 or 6 years. And I'm also considering moving to Belgium, like, just because, like, I kind of already have a job there. So, like, I mean, that's kind of a, yeah, let's do it. Let's drop a token. Okay, let's get back into questions here. So please ask questions, okay? Uh-oh. Yeah. Through the crack. As you can see, and here. Big quality of life feature. There's a hotkey for the grid, Alt-G. Some of these areas are really tight, Not really combat optimized, and you're going to get a lot of funneling. And that could be problematic for action economy for a party. So you may want to go through and fine-tune some of these spaces, just open them up a little bit. Some areas have crawl spaces, others not. So, yes, you can raise and lower to a degree. As long as this area is around it somewhere, that's a wall. Let me show you an example here. Oh yeah, I always go through my walls, or my maps in first person. A hotkey to deselect everything? No, but that's a great idea. Okay, so we turn off the grid. Now, in this map, I used a lot of different levels. Hopefully, we can continue running it for a while. So here I went down to show depth. This is the cave level. But also, I raised up and flattened a floor on my own, and I put the track up to it. So, technically, now this here is the cave ceiling, but anything inside of this space is still considered a wall. So, it doesn't matter what height it is relative. Because in the top down, I mean, yeah, you guys go up the tracks or climb this rock wall and then you're in this wall space. These would all be walls in your VTT, represented as such. They're just brightly colored. There are no translucent crystals. The closest to a translucent crystal would be this white one. However, there may be more finalization before the patch, or patches before we go live. There could be more colors. Maybe amber or pink, like a rose quartz or something. But these are the color options you have right now. So pink, black, blue, green, red, kind of like a dark crystal, and white. Undo has been in Dungeon Alchemist for a year. It's Control-Z. Control-Z. And there's a redo. If you go to edit, you can see them both here. So a couple things that were added to this last week as far as quality of life is concerned. A lot of people have been concerned about the animations eating up processing power and slowing down their builds, as well as some people have also been getting motion sick from them, like the tree movement and the lava movement. Notice the lava is no longer moving. Under the view panel, you can enable natural animations and disable them with a single click. And what that does now is the trees and stuff like that will no longer move, the water, etc. And it saves you on processing power during your builds. And also just kind of keeps it just running a little bit smoother for you. These are walls. These show up as walls already. You don't need to change them to anything. You could probably just put a terrain wall right there on the ledges. Yeah, that's what you would carve in on your own. Exactly. Yeah, you can. You can put light sources inside of things and change them. So if you go into objects and disable collisions, which has been something you've been able to do forever now, you can grab, let's say you grab these candles here. Then you go in and you can click the color filter. Let's say we want this blue to really be blue inside of the blue crystal. Let's try moving it inside of it. Oh, no, it absorbs the light. It kind of lets a little bit out, but you definitely kind of want it outside of it somewhere. I guess it does give off enough light. Yeah, it does still. Even when it's inside of it. It's just kind of masked a little bit. So you can make the crystals light up by putting stuff inside of them using the, you know, that trick. I love effects too, but as you start using them more and more, they burden down your computer. So like these effects are, they're running still. The effects aren't part of that all animations. I want to get that added into it. I'm going to talk to the devs about getting it to where maybe we can disable all effects at once too. So they're not running while you're building, but you can put them in. So like over here, I call this place Goblin Town, and it's essentially just a series of scaffolds and rails in this, you know, heavy mining area with a lot of gold veins in it. So obviously they're investing a lot of time and effort into mining it. And what I've done here is I put the black effects, the black smoke, down under at the very bottom layer that I carved out. It isn't much deeper than the bottom pillar here, but I filled it all with black smoke, and then I built on top of it. So the black smoke is at the bottom. Had I done the smoke last, it'd be on top of all these rails and stuff. It'd look weird. Okay, so this map goes on, but coming back to this big bad area is one thing I wanted to show you. I made a red dragon lair. Uh-oh, the cave lighting isn't working. It totally is not working. Dag, you saw the cave lighting yesterday and you were complaining about it in the image I shared with you, right? Because you said it was too bright. It's just not working. I think it's something in the latest build got buggy. I'm going to definitely say something to Carl about it. Okay, so here you see these like raised areas. These would be like columns, essentially, that go from the ceiling to the floor. And these will act as line of sight. I'll show you in just a moment. I'm going to export this map. So here I have a red dragon lair, got some lava. Oh, let me show you a new feature while we're at it. So we're adding a copy paste feature into Dungeon Alchemist that will allow you to quickly enable and disable, say, effects of objects like the play and pause button, open and close doors, turn on and off lights, maybe adjust the brightness of all lights in an area or change their color. Let me show you how this works, okay? So let's say you wanted all the geysers on. So I turn on this geyser, it starts getting smoky. Let's just turn this one on too. And then you've done the effect. If you go up into edit, you'll see there's copy and paste. You can just Control-C as the shortcut, normal copy. And now, you can then Control-V, and it'll give you this drag option, right? And there's a bunch of geysers in this area. Now I drag it over it, and they all start to turn on. Look at the smoke coming on now in this area. I mean, you've been able to make dragon caves for a while, Lucian, but this one is tops, you know? I mean, using this tool, you can make all sorts of caves. So this map, I've made this map for, which is essentially it started as kind of a test to see what I could do in Dungeon Alchemist, and then it evolved to be a side quest in a campaign, a homebrew campaign I'm writing, which I hope to someday stream on this channel, which will be a long-term campaign. And this is just one of many maps in it. I put a lot of detail and love into my maps. And this side quest takes a lot of inspiration from a pop culture reference. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. So, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, in this mine, there are 7 graves. And the dwarves who run this mine have gone missing. They were supposed to be back a long time ago to, you know, bring in their latest treasure trove and finds and get supplies, but they didn't return, and so their wife is worried about them, and she's begging anyone in the town square who will help Snow White. And she basically asks the adventurers to go research. Uh-oh, it crashed. What happened to her husbands? And throughout the mine are 7 bodies, and there's information kind of telling you how they died, and you basically have to deduce that and learn about the mine as you go. I'm still not sure what you mean, Serpentine. So essentially, throughout the mine are all these various bodies, and you kind of research what happened and you deduce what happened. Okay, Starseek, I just wrote that down, buddy. Just wrote it down for you. So you want this area gone here, is what you're saying? It's, Serpentine, you want this area lower? Because if you mess with this at all, it'll mess with the cave walls and the auto-generation. I'm going to show you how that works right now, actually. But let's say I go in here and I use the terrain tool to lower this at all. Like this space, now that's no longer a wall. Anywhere that shadow is gone, it'll generate a wall around this in your VTT of choice. So you're gonna want to make sure that it, you know, if you want this to act as a wall, then it's raised up and dark. Does that make sense? Now, there are different levels throughout here where I raised the floor up or I lowered the floor down. So you have lots of areas anywhere that could be a technically, but this, like this area here, you would have to redraw these walls in the lower area because Dungeon Alchemist doesn't generate those, only this top space. But I'm gonna hurry and export this map so you guys can see what I've done. So I'm just gonna export it. Oh, and by the way, the WebM export has been vastly improved. There was a lot of complaints about, you know, the green hue, the first frame being black, it freezing, taking forever, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much all that's been patched out in the next update. WebMs are much faster. Carl kind of figured out that there was a RAM issue where it was using too much RAM and taking too long to cycle it, and he optimized it and fixed it. And so it's much faster. I did a WebM of this one yesterday, and it took like maybe 5-10 minutes. Much faster. Oh, hey. There, let me hurry and export this. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do it as a WebM, okay? We'll see how long it takes. Nope. We'll do it at the very slow one. Nope. We'll do image. I don't want to waste time on stream. We're just going to do a regular. Hey, buddy. Look at this cutie. Seymour's here. Why are you so shy in here? He's just hiding his face. Oh. He kisses. Too many kisses. This is my puppy Seymore. He makes an appearance pretty much every stream. Right? We do like the Dolomite dog. Either or would be good. He is so scruffy. He just got a bath though. He's so soft. Yeah, I mean, here, let me show you. I wanted to keep him here, but this is a showcase stream, and so we're busy. This is like a tunnel. You got to think of it in a top-down perspective, right? When your players play, this is top-down. This is like a burrowed tunnel. Now, let's say you want to generate a map that does that. But first things first, let me open up that. I'm opening up my Foundry really quick so I could show you the walls. I mean, if you want like a little cave entrance and stuff, we have rocks that allow you to do that and kind of cover the top. But to me, these are walls. This is a cave. This is a top. They just are only able to see in it because of that. This is a little like burrow or maybe a lava tube over here, I kind of saw this more as a burrow of like the spider's den. And then over here was more like a lava tube type tunnel. Let me open my world here in Foundry. So here's an animated export. Does all the walls for you, saves you tons of friggin' time. This is actually an older map that I uploaded the other day that was the animated version. So I'm gonna do the new one really quickly. Cave test to show you how quickly it is. So we exported the map, right? So you just go ahead and select the background image, which you're gonna wanna... Open. Select, and then you go into, you right click on the scene. Oops. You right click on it and go to configure. Nope, not configure, sorry. And it's import data. Basically, you have a JSON that exports with it that is a text file. Oh, it didn't load the background. Here we go. There we go. So this is just the image one that we just did, right? Yep. I did it backwards, sorry. But anyway, I mean, this alone, the cave drawing saves you tons of work. This is hours of work. Now, let me show you these columns up here. They're all etched out, and they will provide line of sight cover for your players in this den. And I wanted that to kind of be important because if you're in a dragon's lair, you need some cover. You know what I mean? Anyway. And then these areas here where it's like secret entrances, you could just change these lines to secret walls or something like that, so they have to locate it through investigation or perception checks, stuff like that. I haven't selected a hosting service. I was thinking of doing AWS, but it also sounds incredibly intimidating at the same time. Here, let's load the animated version so you could see it in action, but I mean, it works very well in Foundry. And this is the WebM. Uh-oh. Okay. Fingers crossed this holds. I shut down my computer completely. I unplugged it for a minute or two, plugged it back in, restarted it, and hopefully this gets better. Honestly, this is not indicative of the update because it's been running great for me, and I hope that sounds earnest and honest. It's been running really great for me, but when I stream and run it at the same time, I have all sorts of problems, and I just feel like my computer's kind of at its limit, as we discussed earlier. So I don't know what to do to make it any better at the moment. You know, I've squozen. Yes, we're still going to do another giveaway, and I'm just trying to, you know, get caught up with everything that just happened. So please bear with me. Hopefully, and nothing crashes. I just wanted to make sure I didn't crash in the first, 60 seconds I was live before I started another giveaway. And remember, if you won earlier, because I had to restart my computer, it's not tracking the previous winners. Please don't enter again. Be good sports and let other people enter instead. Okay? It's just frustrating because I'm on low quality already and my computer is just like taxed. Okay. Sorry, just doing some little bookkeeping there. Are you running the FTL background music? I don't know. It might be. This is music from... It's called Stream Beats by Harris Heller. The guy makes royalty-free music. So... Anyway, okay, I got a little sidetracked. What were we talking about? You know what? I was going to show you the lamp feature, and I want to show you in my map, but this map is just dying. So let's generate a new map. We're going to generate a... Let's try, like, a burrow, and we'll put some torches in it, okay? It with water. Let's get rid of the water this time. So here you kind of have like something burrowed into this space and made it like its home. Which this would be the interior. You could use mountain for exterior, or you could have the cave on the same map as a mountain and have this be the interior space, because you can raise caves up on other maps. You know, it might be overheating. I'm on low already. I'm doing everything I can. I just really need a new GPU. I don't know. I don't think it's overheating. I have like tons of fans. Everything's good, you know? One moment. Yeah, the stream's about to crash again, I feel like. Dungeon Alchemist is using 51% of my GPU right now, at this exact moment. Oh, I dust all the time, man, like once every month. Anyway, as we continue, let's generate some more environments here. Let's do a tunnel. You know, maybe I should do that actually, because I think I'm using the NVNC ENC encoder instead of the H.264 encoder. So I switched to that ages ago because that was the more optimal encoder, and that might be problematic while running Dungeon Alchemist. I might give that a try for next week, but doing it today is not going to be a thing. So here we just have a long tunnel that goes through this space. So, I mean, using the generation, you have quite a bit of options here, okay? But if you want to, like I said, go in and carve more into the side, there's nothing stopping you. You want to raise it back up, do that. This actually doesn't take a lot of time at all, so it's very easy to raise up the cave ceiling and kind of go from scratch. Now, the cool thing about that is, let's say you wanted a map that's, say, a different biome altogether, like you wanted to make a map that's skeletal plains. I actually see they've added cave system in there. Oh, but I really like that 60 FPS, man. Okay, this is definitely broken at the moment. What is going on here? Because ice field. Let's go no water. Let's try that again. There does seem to be a lot of rocks in here. So this is a new cave system they're working out that is like essentially kind of like the insides of a body, or like a bloody cave system. The top here, you could just kind of paint it with like guts. And now this is like the inside of a Leviathan, if you really wanted it to be. I don't know why it's bones on the top. It probably shouldn't be. So this you could kind of pass off as like the inside of like a Leviathan or a creature of some sort. There's all these different, these ones will give you kind of tryptophobia. They have like weird little, like all the little like, thank goodness it's dark. Here, why don't we lower it a little bit so you can see it? That one's really gross. The skeletal plains were definitely a bonus one that I never anticipated. It's a very interesting biome that is incredibly gross. Let me generate one with a river. I really like to make it with a river or a lake because it's pretty morbid. Here, I'm going to show you, though. My Streamlabs has crashed, and it's showing me this error, and I can keep the stream running as long as I keep this error up. So this is how I'll end the stream later, because I don't have any control over the stream. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, it's messed up. This has been happening to me a lot lately. But luckily, we're still live. I mean, it's working. I mean, whatever. Cheat codes. I can't see any of the volume or anything. I can't change scenes. I can't do anything, but that's all I can see in Streamlabs. I am not having a good day. Okay, there's about 2.5 minutes left in the giveaway. If you haven't entered, make sure you enter. I'm actually considering switching to OBS too, because I've been using Streamlabs for a while and I'm not very happy with it anymore. Let's generate one with a lake. Let's do lakeside. Pretty morbid, though. Okay. Yeah, Dag. Okay, so for those of you that were here last week, we had our lead dev on during our first reveal, and I asked him, because we went from like, hey, we're not going to put blood splatters in Dungeon Alchemist because it'll raise our rating, to we now have blood lakes, pools, ponds, skeletons, you know, gore of all kinds and all this weirdness in this biome. And he says, yeah, and I was like, it's kind of giving mixed messages. And he goes, I think, you know, to be fair, he says, originally it was a lot more gory and we toned it down. So, this used to be a lot more gory. Yeah, this could be like a River Styx type situation too, you know? I think it just used to be a lot more gory and detailed. I don't know. I saw some earlier pictures of it, and they were very, like, incredibly detailed and had more to it than just this, like, kind of pile of bones. Anyway. Okay, let's go to a new map. Let's go to caves again, because I really like the caves, and we'll play on a ridge because those are cool. And let's make this ridge a crystal cave. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not really an expert on PEGI ratings and all that stuff. So essentially a ridge creates what is, you know, a big ridge area above a drop off. And what's cool about these drop offs, because they're a lower space, you could fill them with liquid too really quickly. We have like cave water as a new asset. We also have acid as a new liquid type. So these are the 2 new liquid types we added in this update. Dirty Rollers, holy cow, congratulations, my friend. Make sure you claim it. I know what you're gonna do with that. You'll probably give that away on your stream, huh? Chain, it's reciprocal. I'll come to your stream and win it back and then give it away on my stream. We'll just go back and forth. I'm just kidding. Congrats, Dirty Rollers, for real. Well deserved. Let's do some muddy water here on both sides. That really sells it. Bloody water on both sides. Some lava. What's wrong, Teonis? The thing is, we can't win them all, and there's 100 people in here, so we can't all be a winner. But the thing is we can all be good sports. And there's typically, because these streams are so popular now, we do a giveaway almost every week. I mean, 1 to 2 giveaways a week on stream. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away. So it looks like Dirty Rollers is going to give it away on his channel now. So that's awesome. Congrats, Dirty Rollers. But Dirty Roller streams Dungeon Alchemist like every day. So that's awesome that he won that, and he can actually, you know, pass that on to our community in another way. He's already got all the Dungeon Alchemist he'll ever need. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so these ridges are pretty neat, right? We can all be winners in our minds. You know, the thing is like yesterday, so we've been getting a lot of hate lately on like Facebook and on YouTube saying, people are like, $45, that's so much. But the thing is like, that's one time you pay that and you own it forever, plus all the updates and patches and stuff like that are also free. Whereas like a service like Incarnate, you pay $30 a year. It adds up pretty quick over time. Some cost $50 outright, some are, you know, $20, $30. But we're really the only AI map maker on the market. So that's where you get a lot of your value, in the AI and the incredible quality of our 3D assets. What is her question? I did not see it. Yes, there'll be a new damn challenge. In fact, while we're here, let's discuss that. What should we do? Seeing as how the new update's a couple of days away, maybe we should theme it around the new update. The last few damn challenges I've been wanting to kind of pick as a group. We did Cabbage, you know, about 4 weeks ago, and then we did Haunted Forest. These were challenges picked by the community. So I would really like to, I don't know, do that again, if we could. Oop, stop. So if anyone's interested in that, maybe we could come up with a theme. But the thing is where Everything is Lava is coming out, maybe we should just make the theme Everything is Lava. It'll give you 2-3 days to think about what you want to do in your builds, and then when it launches, everyone can do that. Fire Swamp. I kind of like doing them around the update when they come out, so everyone kind of is in the same page and gets to really dive into the update. Exactly. You get to really dive into it and play with all the new stuff. Lava mine. Okay. Let's move on from biomes, okay? We covered the cave tool. Let's cover some quality of life things, okay? So, you see this cave, right? You see all these torches? In fact, let's just make it dark in here. It's like kind of more of a creepier cave system. Okay. So we're in this mine or this tunnel area, and you're in this deep, dark cave. And it's, you know, you've already got some torches here, but maybe you want to change the mood. So let's start with this first torch here. When the stream crashed earlier, I was showcasing this. So let's say you want to change it to like a purple and maybe make it a little bit dimmer, right? So you do that, you make the changes to the effect, then you go up to edit and you hit Control-C, or Control-C is the hotkey, and then you hit Control-V, gives you this little thing to draw, right? And you could just drag it across the whole map. I guess if you let go, it finishes. I did not know that. But now I've turned all of these purple in just a few seconds. So essentially, you can change all your lights. Now this works in a lot of different capacities. Any doors you want opened or closed, any animated objects you want to turn on and off. So let's say you want to turn off all the animations in your map for all the, you know, the drills and the gears and the portals, and you turn it all off, and then you can turn it all on. Let's say you want to change or dim all the lights, etc. You can use that to copy and paste features or effects, properties. You know what? I don't think that's the case. No, actually. Because like earlier we did it with the geysers in my mine, and it affected 2 different types of geysers. I've done it with lights, and it's affected multiple types of lights. I've done it with objects like, okay, let me show you an example actually. Drill. So we've got this fantastic drill. Oh my gosh, it is massive, by the way. This thing is overcompensating for something. Anyway, so it is a really cool animated object. So let's play around with this. Let's go through, and we've got, let's do this bell tower that's animated. Let's add a few things that are animated if we can, okay? We'll test it in that way. Okay, so I turn that one off. Yep. All of these are different, and it turned off. Okay, now another way this works. So let's say you color these crystals green. Control copy. Now, if I come over here, now those ones are green, or, you know, whatever. Just quickly change a bunch of them. I'm trying to convince Carl that this would be better as a brush, because a brush gives you more control instead of the squares, but this is the first iteration, so it's bound to get better. This is a Kickstarter only item, unfortunately. So this quality of life feature was actually just squeezed in this last week by Carl. It's very new, and I'm very happy about it because I've been asking for a light brush forever, and this is a light brush on steroids. It's essentially more like you can kind of like a properties brush. Does that make sense? I do think a brush would be more fine-tuned. Here's the thing. I think both would be good. The drag and drop is way quicker than the brush because you can do the whole map in a single thing. Maybe we just need an option to use the, like a properties brush as well, but also have the drag so you can do the whole thing in one quick thing. But sometimes you want a little bit more preciseness with a small brush. You want these ones green, not everything there. Yep, okay, another thing is we have an object brush, loudest yeller. So if you come in here, you have the crystal brush, you can go in. And I did ask if we could get, you know, all the different color properties applied to these so it'll randomly generate all the different colors. And the devs said that will come when in time. It's on their to-do list, so it will not be in this update. But I would assume any object that has like a color slider in the future will be able to take advantage of that to a degree. So like, you know, we have color sliders on these mushrooms, so they might be able to, you know, you could turn on color variety and it'll shift through all the varieties of them. Anyway, the object brush does give you a lot of diversity. We have the new glowing mushrooms you can just quickly pass over. We'll talk about that in a minute, Yakos, okay? In fact, this map is perfect for it. I'm gonna just erase all the objects on this map to show you, like in one section here. So there's a new room tool under the AI settings. Some of the plants do have them, and I'm sure with time almost everything will have it. It's just it takes a lot of time to add it. They have to add it to each object individually. They can't automate it, I'm assuming. So under AI settings, you have regular rooms, which is the traditional room type, which will draw like a square room, right? But let's say you wanted a room that kind of fit this space here, right? So let's add a little laboratory onto the side here. Oops, I didn't change it to organic. My bad. And you kind of follow this edge here. And it starts putting things along the edge there. Now, this can work in a lot of unique ways. Let's say you do a cave, right? That's actually a cave. Let's do the labyrinth, because it's really... Man, I have had so many crashes today, like a record. Like probably 10, 15 crashes between my stream and Dungeon Alchemist. Not been a good day for me. Okay. So how the organic room thing works really well is, let's say you want to add rooms into this cave, right? Like, you want a little kobold's barracks, or maybe a little laboratory that's nestled into a mountain or a tunnel or something. So you go into the room tool, you set it to organic. Let's go ahead and put, in castles, they have that barracks, right? Let's draw some barracks in this space here. And the organic room just kind of fills in all the gaps and starts making stuff in there. And this is, you know, not perfect. Obviously, it put a ladder in a weird space and stuff, but it will get better over time. And notice it puts things diagonally. This will allow you in the future to allow us to do diagonal and circle room AI generation. Does that make sense? Let's put a bedroom over here, right? So it essentially will fill that space in really easily for you. Let's put a find a big pocket. This one's right here. So it just kind of fills in the space and puts a lab in. Isn't it great? But you could use this outside on cliff tops and outdoors to make like campsites and stuff like that. It's very, very possible. Good thing is this feature will be available in just a few days. Okay, another feature we're going to talk about really quickly. Cartomancer Chronicles is something that's launching with our next update. Okay? Essentially, it is a newspaper that will allow you to browse through news and information on a week-to-week basis. Let's say you don't follow our social networks very well, or not at all, or you miss the streams here and there. The latest news and information will be here. So, current dam challenge, previous winner, announcements, giveaways, tips and tricks. Now we have the gingerbread cage. Here's an object showcase. The object showcase is cool because you can look at the item, see it spinning, favorite it. Now it's in your favorites. So this is kind of a little cool newspaper that will update every week with new information, and you can all check it out. I was waiting for the dam challenge for this week to do the first edition. So the first edition will be available on the 14th for everyone. Cool. Well, I'll make it on the 13th. It'll be ready for you on the 14th. Actually, I should be making it tomorrow, Sunday. So that's when it'll be done. Anyway. Any new themed rooms? I think there were 2 new themed rooms. Also, there's this whole new section for pits. So let's say you wanted to put a big pit in your cave or outside. You have like these, you know, like a mining area. Here, let's just go over all the different ones. I don't think so, but you can put objects inside of pits. You can't put pits in pits. Okay, technically, to an extent, you could. Let's see here. Drop one of these. Oh, nope, it won't go down to the bottom. They're supposed to go down inside, I thought. I thought we were supposed to be able to, but it does not look like it. But some objects you can definitely put down in there. So I definitely need to report that bug. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like layers of pits, you know, like a strip mine, or like, you know, they would have cribbing around the outside edge as they get in further, you know? But, yeah, that doesn't look like that pit worked. So there's these mine shafts that should technically go into the bottom there. It just looks like a raised up section there. It looks cool, though, so you could kind of have both. But in my mind, I would like this in the bottom of that pit, so that doesn't really work for me. So there are these, like I said, all these room types. There's canals. The bottomless pit is pretty neat. Some objects can't be manipulated on the Z-axis, and that one in particular, that mine shaft, is one that can't. As many of you guys know, we have objects that interact with the ground, holes, things like that. They can't be resized or you know, really moved or manipulated to a certain degree. Like objects that can't be rescaled, you won't be able to adjust their Z height. I would have done it if I could. Here, just for y'all's amusement, okay? Actually, let's do the rock dig here. So we'll dig that out. And then we'll turn collisions off and then select a shaft. See, there's no up or down button on it. Whereas like this object here, it does. I'd say 99% of assets have the ability to adjust their Z height, while the other handful do not. But anything that creates like a downward dug pit of its own, you can't manipulate its Z height. The one thing I am noticing is the walls. And of course my camera doesn't work. I'm about this close to throwing this freaking thing out the window right now. You guys seeing me? Please tell me the stream's coming through. I appreciate y'all waiting. Honestly, I kind of had a bit of a meltdown there for a minute. I needed a second to kind of calm down because I'm not really happy with how much my computer is crashing today. And I feel like the dev build combined with my PC, it's just not running very well and it's using a lot of assets and I can't really optimize it at all, which is frustrating. Anyway, I'll have to play around with it tomorrow or today after stream or whatever. And the thing is I need to finish editing the trailer and I hope my computer is okay. Like I'm freaking out right now because it's crashed how many times today? Like I can't even count it on one hand at least. RAM based? So what was the problem? Like the RAM was bad or was it like not seated well or something? It shouldn't be up to the community to crowdfund me a work computer, you know what I mean? So no, I probably just need to start piecing together a new one or convince the big bosses to help me expense some parts because yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this. So one thing I wanted to show you before my stream crashes again. is basically it like if this was a normal damn stream, I wouldn't be stressing so much, but it's a reveal stream, which is frustrating as all. We got lots of people here. The product isn't working right. It keeps crashing. Is it my computer? Is it Dungeon Alchemist? What is it? This dev build that's bad? Like, what's going on? And I'm struggling a lot. And I don't really like to get upset on stream, but geez, something's up with my computer, it feels like, and it's stressing me out because it's like my whole livelihood, work remotely 100%. So yeah, I definitely need this thing working. Okay, anyway, let me just show you something that I have discovered in my researching and playing with the Z-axis. And I showed this on our socials the other day, but this is a great example. So a lot of people want boats, and they want big boats, and you can oversize boats and decorate them, which is great. Also, people are always asking for airships, right? So with the new Z-axis slider, if you go into the object panel and disable collisions, you now have this little arrow where you can move objects. I like to move this little rowboat into the ground because it kind of looks like it sank or maybe ran aground at some point, and you know what I mean? It's just been sitting there getting absorbed in the test of time. Now over here we have boat 2. Boat 2 is our airship. We'll raise this bad boy up, lift it up into the sky as high as, well, there is kind of a ceiling. There's like that limit right there. But now you don't need to use any fancy tricks to stack like pillars or land underneath it or an abstract that you turn transparent. There's no more tricks needed. Just raise it up and decorate it. Now, once it's up here, let's say you wanted to expand upon this and give it some decking. One of my favorite things to do is to use... it's because we're at the ceiling. It won't let it go any higher. Okay. Is use this raft. You can expand the raft like that, and it kind of doubles as decking and a sail all at once. Pretty neat. If you don't want to use that as decking, you can just sink it down in. Guess what? It's like a lower floor or whatever. And we have all these things that are like planks or basically just wooden boards. Where are they? Platform, right? Is that what it's called? I believe there's these wooden ones. These ones are fantastic. These guys look great on the boat. You just kind of get them the right size. And this is just a workaround for now if you need a ship, Take that, raise the Z-axis, and now you can kind of manipulate it and move it around and really get it to whatever you want and look as clean as possible. In addition to this, I mean, you could use this to create kind of like a... there's this box that I really like, this crate. This particular crate has that kind of grating on it, right? So you use that, lower it down, it kind of looks like a lower deck. Something like that. We have all these neat little scaffolds. A lot of people use these on boats. Like, to be like the decking in the back where the captain's, like the capstan would be. Something like that. Or maybe like this. Put some stairs or... Anyway, you get the idea. You can kind of expand upon it and build and do other things. Like that. It was so kind of sticking through them. Yeah, that works too. I mean, those look cool because they're like furled sails, but you get the gist. You can have some fun with this and deck out a ship in just a few minutes. I do think that there's something with this dev build that is using a lot more resources or is unstable, because when I'm looking at my my task manager, it's using a lot of my GPU and a lot of my RAM, and I'm not sure why. I pinged our lead dev about it, so hopefully we'll get some resolution. And again, I apologize. And I appreciate y'all being understanding. So this is probably one of the heavy hitter features, in my opinion, the Z-axis manipulation. I mean, you could really have fun with this. We have these new lights, these blue ones. These look a lot like arcane engines, right? So you could put these like on the side. Something like that. And then give them a different, you know, glow. Duplicate it. It duplicates at the Z height it was at. So once you've raised an object's Z height, it will copy at that height and it will no longer snap to the floor. So you'll have to generate a new one if you want one to snap to floors, which isn't hard. You just go grab a new one. But the cool thing is if you copy one, it'll all be at that height, allowing you to quickly generate stuff at that height. Right? Well, in the future, we have a stretch goal. One of our updates, expansions that'll be free to the community is called Fun with Objects. And in Fun with Objects, we will definitely give you the ability to rotate objects on every axis, manipulate and color objects, and do a lot of things with them. All the stuff that we're adding, like the color sliders and the color filters and the ability to adjust stuff now, the Z slider, that's all leading up to that. That's foundational layers for that. Hey, Dirty Rollers, buddy. By the way, I will send you the code after stream, just so I don't need to open up something else, if that's okay. There's also plenty of objects that you could use. Ooh, that new bone crown is pretty cool. There's plenty of objects that could work as a thruster or some kind of, like I've seen the water wheels or the Ferris wheels. Hold on. Like, I've seen people put these on the sides of ships, like this, so it just kind of seems like it has some thrust. Does that make sense? It could be a steam engine, or it could be a magic engine. What are some other ones people have used? There's those, like, really cool alchemist stuff, right? I've seen these ones used, the centrifuges, or these used as kind of like an arcane engine. They all look really cool. It's just imagination, you know, what you say it is, it is. Oh, let's look in these mining equipment. So these are a few of the mining assets. A bunch of them were in the blacksmithing section. They should be moved over. We have like things like dynamite, which is pretty cool. If you place it, it actually has an explosion button you can trigger. So we have like that one, or we have the that could be a helm. That actually looks really cool. Anyway, sorry about that. I got a message and I thought it was from work stuff, so I wanted to make sure everything was okay. Anyway, okay. It kind of looks like a star chart in there too, like an active star chart. Anyway, okay, let's move on to any other features. Oh, talk about rails. Let's generate a cave. I'm gonna go ahead and generate a cave system with, let's do one with a lake in it. Then we could do some stuff over it. Pipes as thrusters could work too, I imagine. Spice must flow. Spice melange. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how the rails work really quickly, if that's cool. Do you guys and gals want to see some rails? Some minecart rails? I'm gonna clear out some space. Going through this ideal. And then I'm just gonna trim the cave back over here so we have some room, because definitely need a little bit of room. That's a little tight there. Then when you generate caves, it rocks. So, okay, we've got this. So under objects, under structural, At the very bottom are two new sections. You've got rails and pipes. We'll be looking over both of these. We're going to start with rails. So in the rails, you've got a whole bunch of different rails, okay? And as you look at them, they're labeled track crossing, track switch, blah, 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 track supported, track ramp, okay? So you can build at different heights, and you have supports in these two tracks at the moment, not all of them. You also have these little guys to kind of fill little spaces if it's a little bit tighter or whatever. So what I want to start with is, I think, we'll start with some supported tracks. Actually, let's just do regular tracks and then we'll turn off here. We got this nice big straightaway, right? So these tracks are perfect for that. And then you have a small bend, a big bend. You also have like S curves. So in this case, I would probably use like the small bend. And then let's see how that S curve. But this one almost pretty much does. I might have to adjust the cape just a little bit. But as you can see, it gives you a lot of versatility. And they snap right into each other. Oh yeah, the torches are nice for AI gen. It's pretty cool. Alternatively, I could just weasel around like this and just use these little bendy boys and make my kind of own S shape. But as you can see there, it got a little tight. So let's see. I think that one was the best fit. And then I'll just kind of trim the cave back over here. But that's the nice thing about them, is they snap into place. You can kind of see it already. And then you can just kind of make this a little bit tighter or whatever. Oh, incredibly huge. And then the nice thing is you could fit the mine around the cave around the tracks too, which gives you a lot of versatility in making them feel like they were incredibly tight fit in there. Does that make sense? A little bendy boy here, and we're on a straightaway. Actually, I want to do S curves. That one's almost perfect. Looks like that rock is interfering with it. And then we can come over here, use the big turn. Might as well. Why not? Actually, no. Let's do the little. You play around with it and you start seeing how it works. Now, that little gap one is great for stuff like that if you just need the littlest bit of room. Now, this is where you start getting into the fun supported ones. Let's go up. Let's try and play some Roller Coaster Tycoon a little bit. So they go up in kind of a scale. They're not perfectly slanted, unfortunately. Okay, that's the max height there, so we hit the limit. Let's do... That's too high. Darn. Let's get rid of this one. So there's an upper limit in the build height, and it's this cave height right there. But if you lower the cave floor, you could definitely build down lower, and I did that in my mine build that I was showing earlier. I'll showcase that to you all in a bit. Let's have some fun with this. Let's see. Let's go. Can't see it. It's down in the water. We'll go one that way and one that way. Snapping is definitely a little iffy sometimes, but it's the first iteration, so let's give it some time. It's bound to get better, right? But yeah, it's pretty intuitive. It's not that hard to use, and as you can see in just a few minutes, I'm snapping together all sorts of tracks here. Oh, okay. Let's turn. But yeah, you kind of get used to the lengths and distances of stuff as you play around with it more, and then it makes it a lot easier to determine, like, oh, this is what I want to do for these builds. Dang. Probably should have turned that up here, actually. And it will not snap. There we go. This is so interestingly weird and unique and fun. I think the height, it is a little tricky sometimes, but I think we got the hang of it. I like making it seem like a crazy roller coaster. But you can also like put support beams under this and make your own supports for the areas that don't have it. Yeah, the pawn can totally walk on the tracks. Okay, so here's the thing. We're in the last couple minutes of the stream. I'm going to go into my mind map, okay? Actually, let's play with pipes for just a few minutes, and we'll go into my mind map where I can show you the railing and at different levels and stuff. Really well done, because I spent a lot of time doing it. Before we do that, we're gonna lay some pipe. So there's like hatches that you can pop on the ground. There's thinner pipes, which is more like you're running gas or maybe water piping, you know? And they've got like pressure valves and whatnot. So these, you can drop them in and they snap together relatively easy. As long as they're the right angles with each other. Does that make sense? So this is just, you know, some industrial piping to add some life to your builds. There's all sorts of different shapes and ways you can go. And because of the Z-axis manipulation, also you can play around at different heights. And it does look like the pipes have a color slider on them, so you can make them black, white. Interesting choice, but they look a little rusted there too when you do that. Or maybe like, you know, that's got like a nice little patina on it. You know? There's some rust. I mean, you could make metal grate floor plates using abstracts. Now with the big pipes, what's really cool is they actually are like a walkway / channel. So you can remove the tops of them and see inside of them. And the liquid ones, you can actually change the type of liquid under it. Let's say you want it to be water or blood or acid, or these will be great for sewers, or, you know, maybe you play a 40K campaign or something like that. But pipes snap together like automatically. So they're very intuitive and easy to use, just like the rails. And there's a bunch of variety in them, as you can see. Not, but it's probably tight. Oh wow, it does fit. It does fit very well. I didn't even have to resize it, it just snapped right into it. It is kind of hard to grab that track now though. There we go. But no, it snaps right into it. I never even tried before, so. Ah, you see that? We just did a 3-way split. Let's keep going straight with bad boy here. That's cool. I like it. That's cool. I didn't even realize we could do that with the pipes. The pipes are calling. Okay, well, my Streamlabs is crashing again like the error it did earlier, so let's hurry and show that big map, and then we'll end the stream. If my stream crashes in the next few minutes, that's just the end of it. We're gonna call it. I'm not gonna come back to say goodbye, so I'm gonna say goodbye in advance now. If the stream crashes in the next few minutes, that's what it is. If it doesn't, we'll do an official goodbye, okay? Sound good? Because today has been a nightmare for my computer. It doesn't appear to be... Like, the fans sound quiet. It doesn't appear to be running hot. Take one last shot at this. I know the track does. I don't know if the pipe does, no. I don't think the pipe had a bend going down like that. The big ones do not. They basically have to stay on the same level once you start with them. These ones do have a downward bend, and I had to play a game of Snake to make them work because there's no pipes with a vertical stem on them. There's no, like, 45 stems or a vertical T. So, like, if, for instance, if I could just rotate this on its side, it'd be perfect. So I had to boondoggle the pipe around like this to make it work. There's one out, one down, one this way, one that way to kind of bend it around. But in my mind, it worked out, so... Anyway, so the tracks here, I have them on all different levels. So this is the main level for the track. And then over here, I've raised it up, you know, a couple of levels. And then brought it back down. And then I actually put a little simulated failed track here with another one of those dead brothers in the mine. So it looks like the track went out and this was... He actually survived long enough to write in his journal and tell people what happened. But, yeah, this is... Yeah, the challenge for the damn challenge is everything is lava, everyone. That's what we decided on. I will be giving you the damn challenge information in the Discord, but I can't put it on the stream because my stream's been buggy and I can't use my stream software to change effects. So we can't do that right now. Look at my little band hammer. I hit it. I'm gonna start hiding my hammer on maps. As my, like, signature. So the current challenge is going to be everything is lava. Ugh. Okay. Yep, DA just crashed. Okay, that's it. I'm calling it. My computer is... So everything is lava is going to be the damn challenge. Take a couple days, think about what you want to make. I'll post the stream review or the recap, as well as there'll be the Cartomancer Chronicles reminding you what it is when the new update comes out. There's a whole bunch of stuff that'll be available for you to use, okay? Yep, all you do to enter the challenge, you use that theme as inspiration, make a map, and submit it in our Discord in the damn challenge channel. I apologize we didn't really cover that earlier because of all the crashes. I've been incredibly distracted today. And yeah, thank you so much for being a part of the stream. Thank you for being patient with my crappy PC. And I appreciate you sticking around after crash after crash after crash. I'm very excited for Everything is Lava. We got a trailer in a couple of days. We got some teasers over the next few days on our socials, so stay tuned to see some of the same stuff, some other stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for being a part of the stream today, everyone. Appreciate you all being here. Again, my name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official Dungeon Alchemist channel. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button before we end the stream so you can find us in the future. Every Saturday, we stream on this channel. That's same damn time, same damn channel. That is Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. 8 p.m. UTC, 9 p.m. CET. Those times, I give you a bunch of different times across the world. Hopefully you can find your relevant time zone to do the math. Other than that, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next time. Mac out.